Hello, everybody. Here we are for day 10 of our 12 days of Christmas crafting. Danny Garola, Pink Barn Stamper, coming to you for another fabulous day. Let's take a look at our 12 days of crafting advent calendar. So we are on day number 10. So drum roll. Here we are. We've got this little one down here. Let's see what we have in store for today. OMG. Look how beautiful these, well, I don't want to dump them out, but oh my goodness, I'm going to have to share with you guys how pretty these are. Look, there's actually a little bow in here. Look at this little bow. And you've got these gorgeous little gold flowers. You've got some little stars in there that are iridescent. Aren't those pretty? Oh my goodness. So just add a little bit of adhesive to the back of those and you have got quite the little embellishment here. So that is a very full bag. Now, if you remember back on day 3, we had our little gold circle, little disc embellishments. So they gave us even more embellishments in there. So this is available over on my online store, shopdannygarola.com. You can pick this up. All right, let's get into our fabulous little spiced up gift card holder. So what we're going to need for this is our main piece is going to be a 12 by 5.5 inch piece. Now I have decided to bring in I am using the Peaceful Garden Designer Series paper. This is such beautiful blues in here. I'm also going to be pairing it with our Peaceful Garden Glimmer paper. So I'm going to be using some of that as well. Very, very pretty paper. You can find that in my online store as well. But this piece here, we're going to need to score this just 2 times. Again, this is 12 by 5.5. We're going to score this at 3 3/4. So not pushing very hard because we are using Designer Series paper. We do need to open up our arm on our trimmer here and go to 7 3/4 and score again. Okay, we can put that away. We will need that back in just a few minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold this back on itself. Now this is double-sided, so it's very pretty on both sides, and then fold back again on itself. So you are going to be able to see just a little tiny bit of this, and then when you flop this open, it's going to look like so. So you've got kind of a big accordion looking piece here. So what we're going to need next is I've brought in a piece of our Secret C. This is 3 3/4 by 5. Then I have a piece of white, which is 3.5 by 4 3/4. That's going to go right on there like so. We're going to do some stamping on that. So let me bring back in my Peace on Earth is the set that I'm going to be using here. And I think I'm going to be using the because I think on the front I want to use, we could do, let's see, we're going to wait on stamping the inside for just a moment because I did use both of the labels here. I did the inside one, the smaller one, on a piece of white, and then on a scrap of that dark blue I did the glimmer. I used the large one for that. So let's actually figure out what we're going to stamp that with first before we go ahead and stamp on the inside. So I think we're going to do think I want Peace on Earth. Yep, I do. So I'm going to do Peace on Earth. And I'm going to use my Secret C. Let's grab a block here. And I'm going to stamp that right in the center of that. Such beautiful rich blues for this. Okay, that turned out fabulous. Okay, then if we're going to do Peace on Earth, maybe we should do Peace, Love, and Joy. Let's stamp Peace, Love, and Joy on the inside. Just like so. That turned out beautiful. But I stuck my hand in it because that would just be the way I roll. All right, let's adhere this in here. Okay, just like that. We're going to also adhere this to our glimmer paper. Now I've also taken a scrap of white and I have cut out my little dove right here. And I've taken just the light blue on that glimmer paper and I cut out the little tiny sprig right here. And so that's going to go inside of his mouth as if he is holding on to that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just adhere that to my bird. Now let's see. Do I want that on top? No, I think I want that. Going right on top of his mouth there. Just like so. Now we're going to give that just a minute to dry. Okay. I don't know if I like it like that. I think I might want it going that way. Or maybe I want it going like that. I don't know. Either way, we'll figure it out. I just think it looks goofy. Okay, we're gonna go like that. All right, enough fiddling with it. Now on our card here, we're going to place this right on the inside. So on the inside flap here, we're going to place that right like that. Now I have got another little piece here that we're going to do some embossing, or we're going to do a score line on. So I think I decided to do, I made another little pocket. I'm going to do 3/8 for this. So my piece here is 3 by 3 3/4. Now on all sides, I am going to score this at 3/8 of an inch. Not on all sides, but 3 sides. So 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so it's going to look like that. We're just going to have a score line on 3 sides. I'm going to take a 1-inch circle punch and eyeball the center and just take out a little divot of that. So we have a little place to be able to pull out our gift card. Now these are our score lines here. Now what I need to do is I need to cut out these little notches on the bottom corners. You've got these little squares here. We need to cut those out. And I am on the longer little inside, I am doing that little miter on those little pieces like that. Now what we're going to do with this is we are going to put some glue. Now you can decide if you want that going on the inside or the outside, but either way, I'm just going to put just a little dot of glue to hold down my flap here and over here. So we've made just a little pocket. Now with my bone folder, I am going to give that a good crease. Now I want to make sure that my card will slide down inside of that. So you kind of want to maybe put your card in there and then give it a good crease on there. Make sure you can slide it all the way in and that you can pull it back out. I mean, once it is on your card, it will come out a little bit easier. Okay, let's grab some tear and tape. And I'm going to put tear and tape down this side here, along the bottom. And then up the other side. Okay. I'm pulling those off. Maybe. This bottom piece does not want to come off of here. Okay. We are going to place this in our middle section here. Again, just eyeballing it in the center. Okay. Our gift card is then going to slide right inside of there. Then, as we fold this, we are going to place this. I'm going to pop this up on the front. Okay, now making sure that I've got this straight on here, I'm going to place that like so. And then my bird or dove is going to go right up over here. So I am going to put another dimensional right in the center of her. And just take that Want that up just a little bit higher. Now I did drop that little sprig there. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put a little bit of glue on this sprig and get that to kind of just hang like so. There we go. Isn't that pretty? So let's grab, we do have some of these pretty little flowers. These are called the Hue of Blue flowers that go with this full sweet collection of product here. And I'm going to bring in some of these darker little stars here, or flowers. And I'm going to put that one right up there. And there is our gorgeous, super fun, beautiful gift card holder. Then we're not just handing them a gift card, they actually have a pretty, now you might want to slide this in and out a couple of times because, as you can see, it needs to be kind of worn in, but we don't want to make it loose because when we give this, we don't want that gift card falling out. So maybe just keep it up a little bit or work it in a couple of times back and forth, getting that kind of smooth operator to get that to make sure it moves. But there is our fabulous gift card holder. This will fit right inside of an envelope. So you can give it to them like a regular card, but then that card not only has 2 hugs, but it also has a fabulous little gift card. So I will have all the measurements and what I have used, the supplies that I've used, over on my blog, pinkbarnstamper.com. So you can give this a try, maybe go a little bit further than the 3/8 of an inch on this to give it a little bit more give, but you really don't want it to be too loose because you don't want that gift card falling out of there. You want it to be snug enough that it's going to stay in our card. All right. Thank you for joining me for day number 10. I will see you tomorrow for day number 11. Have yourselves a fabulous day. See you soon. Bye.